The last movement of the English.
Last movement of the English. I like that movement. That's the best movement.
Last movement of the English. Last movement. Okay, never mind.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 88th commencement exercise of Southern Oregon University. Please welcome our faculty, the candidates for degrees of the class of 2014, and the platform party.
Good morning, SOU. Please be seated, graduates. Welcome to the university's 88th commencement ceremony, where we will confer over 1,300 degrees. Welcome also to our cable television audience watching the ceremony live on Rogue Valley Community Television. And welcome especially and congratulations to the class of 2014. I'm Provost James Klein, and I have the honor of presiding over these commencement exercises. I would like to first acknowledge the work done by our commencement committee to make this a memorable event. I also want to extend special thanks to our offices of Enrollment Services and Admissions, to the facilities management and planning staff for their tireless efforts, and the many, many volunteers from offices throughout our campus. I also encourage you to note in your program the numerous individuals, organizations, and businesses within our community who have made great contributions to the quality and meaning of our university. As today's program progresses, I'll be assisted by two orators, Jeffrey Riley and Colleen Pike, both from Jefferson Public Radio. Yeah. Assisting us with signing today are Isla Sachs and Jan Hearing. Now, ladies and gentlemen, please stand and remain standing for the presentation of the colors and the national anthem. This morning's colors are being presented by members of Southern Oregon University ROTC. The color guard is led today by Cadet Trinity Kastner. After the colors are in place, the Southern Oregon University Band will play the national anthem. We invite you to join with graduating SOU music students Colin Campbell and Michaela Noose in the singing of our national anthem.
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming. And the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please be seated. It is now my pleasure to introduce to you the President of Southern Oregon University, Dr. Mary Cullinan.
Good morning, everybody. What a beautiful day. Thank you all for joining us this morning to recognize the achievements of our students. Many people, family, friends, faculty, and staff have helped our students reach this important day in their academic careers. I'm so happy you could join these students and all of us as we celebrate. I'm also pleased that today's commencement ceremony demonstrates SOU's commitment to environmental responsibility. Instead of providing everyone with disposable plastic water bottles, we asked our graduates to bring their own water containers, which can be filled at the water stations on either side of the track. Drinking cups are compostable and biodegradable. Our programs have been printed on paper from responsible sources. Fabric for the caps and gowns is made from natural wood from renewable managed sources. SOU students have coordinated a program to collect commencement gowns at the end of this ceremony to be reused by graduates in the future who may need them. Graduates, if you don't wish to keep your gown, please donate them to one of the collection stations after the ceremony. The stations are located at the stadium exits and at the Ecology and Sustainability Resource Center office in the Stevenson Union basement. Collecting and redistributing gowns keeps them out of the landfill and is just one more step toward a sustainable SOU. Our commitment to environmental sustainability has been highlighted by Sierra Magazine and many national organizations. The Higher Education Center, our building in Medford, has been named LEED Platinum, and our new residence halls and dining facility received LEED Gold certification. This summer, SOU will continue development of an exciting new Center for Sustainability. It's one of the many initiatives that demonstrate our commitment to collaboration, creativity, community, and adventure. We invite you to join us in SOU's continuing efforts to preserve our planet. Now, it is my honor to present this year's commencement speaker. Dr. David Saracen has been an editorial writer and columnist for The Oregonian since 1985. His columns have won the National Headliner Award, the Casey Medal for Distinguished Journalism, and Best in the West awards twice. He's been honored by the Oregon ACLU, the Oregon Food Bank, and Portland State University. He received his bachelor's degree from Trinity College in Connecticut and a PhD in American history from UCLA. Before journalism, he taught at Reed College, Portland State, and California State University, Northridge. He has published books on subjects such as Party of Reform, Democrats in the Progressive Era, Waiting for Lewis and Clark, The Bicentennial and a Changing West, and Failing Grade, Oregon's Higher Education System Goes Begging. He has also written for the New York Times, the Washington Post, the New Republic, and The Nation. Please join me in welcoming Dr. David Saracen.
Thank you, and congratulations. My favorite commencement speech was given 20 years ago by another newspaper columnist, Art Buchwald of the Washington Post, who looked out over the graduates and said, "We, the older generation, have given you a perfect world." Don't screw it up. Possibly some of his listeners didn't quite believe him, and maybe some of you wouldn't believe it either. As we both know, you're coming out of here with the burden of paying for both your student loans and my Social Security. And it's hard to say that the state of Oregon has been as helpful to you as it might have been. Those of you who came up in the Oregon public school system, starting your educational careers in the 1990s, have seen cuts and tightenings in just about all of your school years. It may be hard for you to believe, but there are schools in this country that don't feature overflow seating on the radiator, and that don't charge students a user fee for using the multiplication table. And I don't need to tell you about how Oregon supports, or rather doesn't support, its higher education system. Oregon is 47th in the country in support of higher education, and if there were more states, Oregon would be lower. In particular, nobody has to tell graduates of Southern Oregon University about the state's curious policy of investing less and expecting more. Then there was also the great national inspiration over the past 2 decades of how to deal with the exploding costs of higher education. We'll charge the students for it, and they can just borrow to pay the tuition. Not only was this strategy an abandonment of a centuries-long tradition of generational responsibility. Previously, each generation took on the responsibility of educating the next one, back to when educating the next generation meant demonstrating just how to hunt a mastodon. But it's left us with $1 trillion dead hand of student debt lying on the back of our economy. Yeah. Economic projections say that you, current college graduates, will be able to buy a house just about the time when you no longer need one. Because your kids will be leaving for college. But despite all that, here you are, college graduates. And despite all that, it's still a promising and hopeful place to be. People talk about the benefit of countries having the advantages of petroleum, or diamonds, or access to the sea. Although any time now, global warming could give the sea access to a lot more countries. But the only real enduring resource, the only thing that can change the world and reinvent how people live, is the creativity, imagination, and drive of a rising generation. If you don't believe me, you can look it up on your smartphones. The Stone Age didn't end because humanity ran out of stones. The great asset of Silicon Valley is not silicon. The key element is always people. The world is always changed by people too young to know how hard it is to change the world. We know we got out of the Stone Age due to young people, because back then, people didn't live to be old. We know that Silicon Valley is driven by people barely old enough to sign their billion-dollar contracts, because we've seen the movie. Not all that long ago, when you folks began your educational careers, people would send important documents to each other by fax. Now, I think any remaining fax machines are used as toasters. Back then, you couldn't even get vodka in marshmallow flavor. Although hopefully as elementary school students, you didn't try. And at that point, gay people could not get married in any state in the Union. That is changing. That has changed, not because huge numbers of 60-year-olds changed their mind, but because society felt the approach of a vast demographic wave of a younger generation who thought that treating gay people as less than people was wrong and stupid. Not too long ago, change happened over decades. In your time, in the time you're coming into, change happens in a blink, creating constant new possibilities. If you've learned anything from going to college 15 miles from California, you should have learned that. Personally, I come from the other side of Oregon, across the river from Washington, where on a clear day you can see Microsoft. I bring you greetings from Portlandia, where allegedly young people go to retire. Smart people in their 20s come to Portland whether they have a job or not, giving us the world's best educated bicycle messengers and baristas. We pride ourselves on our farmers' markets, where at virtually any time of the year, you can buy an artichoke grown by a liberal arts major. Yes, there is a joke here, but in the long run, it won't be on Portland. Those young people are Portland's secret weapon for the 21st century, especially if they've been careful about their tattoos. I don't know exactly what they're going to do or exactly what you're going to do. I didn't foresee the iPad or the caramel frappuccino or the career of Lady Gaga either. But they were all acts of imagination that changed things and created vast new possibilities. I didn't even foresee my own career. I went to college planning to become a lawyer. I left college on track to become a college professor. My mother didn't speak to me that entire summer. After 3 years as a professor, I left to become a writer with the strong encouragement of the college where I'd been teaching. It took a while, but it turned out all right. As a writer named C.P. Snow once said, what you end up with is the best indication of what you wanted all along. I do have to warn you that whatever happens in the Oregon elections this November, there won't be room in the marijuana business for all of you. But even the largest demographic cloud in your sky, all of us baby boomers, will clear up fairly soon. Hey. Thomas Jefferson once said about the Federalist judges named by his predecessor, few die and none resign. I suspect that some of you and the generation before you have the same feeling about baby boomers. But honest, we won't be around forever, as much as we like to delude ourselves that we will. Eventually, our Beatles records will wear out, and our 1960s genes will cut off our circulation. But even if we do plan to hang around for a long and expensive physical deterioration, boomers will soon no longer be the people making things happen in the society. Millennials like you, who soon will be running the place, will be a smaller proportion of the population than we baby boomers were, making each one of you more valuable. I understand the difficulty of coming out of college into this economy. I have a basement that was occupied for years by my college graduate sons. Don't worry, they moved out. I say that to reassure you graduates, but even more to reassure you parents. As you may have noticed, you're not coming out of college into the easiest situation. We still don't have the strongest economy, and many of you are coming out of here with debt burdens, suggesting that you have secretly purchased a Mercedes. Investment in you by our state and society has been unfairly low, and the immediate demands and expectations of you are unfairly high. But you are the only real resource for any society, and the demand for you will be even bigger than the demands on you. That may be part of why recent surveys have found that despite all of young Americans' burdens and discouragements, you are the most optimistic generation out there. And you should be. By the time you come back here for your 20th reunion, and whatever you may be thinking these days, Southern Oregon University will still be here. The world will have been reinvented several times, and you will be the people to reinvent it. As you may have noticed, you're not being given a perfect world, but you are getting one that can turn on a dime, that's endlessly improvable, and one that only you can improve, and that might actually improve you. And I'm absolutely certain that you will astonish us. Congratulations.
Thank you, Dr. Saracen, for those important words. And now, Provost Klein will acknowledge the faculty.
Thank you, President Cullinan. At this time, it is my pleasure to recognize the faculty of Southern Oregon University and of the Oregon Health and Science University. The faculty, as we all know, is the true heart of your educational experience. And at SOU, we value the personal attention our students receive from their faculty mentors. Graduates, you'll remember their wise counsel and their encouragement throughout your careers and your lives. First, please join me to acknowledge our new emeritus faculty. Will Patty Ackland, Paula Dalian, Roger Christensen, Carol Chrislieb, Robert Harrison, Jonathan Lang, John Laughlin, Teresa Montgomery, Michael Noms, Hassan Parasta, Greg Pleva, and Paul Rowland all stand. Together, these 11 retiring faculty members represent 288 years of service to SOU. Please join me in acknowledging them for their dedicated service to our students. Now will all the faculty members please rise. Graduates, this is your chance to be very exuberant in thanking your faculty mentors. The faculty. Now our Associate Provost, Dr. Susan Walsh, will present the Dan Cook Awards for our outstanding undergraduate students.
Each year, Southern Oregon University honors its outstanding graduating undergraduate woman and outstanding graduating undergraduate man with the Dan Cook Award. This award commemorates a friendship with Dan Cook University in Seoul, Korea, that spans well over 30 years. This friendship is also recognized during the graduation ceremony at Dan Cook University, when their outstanding graduating woman and man are presented with the Southern Oregon University Award. This is important. The criteria used to select the Dan Cook Award recipients are academic scholarship, contributions to campus life and leadership, and evidence of citizenship and character.
Southern Oregon University is now pleased to recognize Tara Kropp as the Dan Cook Outstanding Undergraduate Female Student of the Year. Tara graduates with a Bachelor of Science degree in Criminal Justice, a certificate in Conflict Resolution, and a 3.98 grade point average. Southern Oregon University is now pleased to recognize Christopher Evans as the Dan Cook Outstanding Undergraduate Male Student of the Year. Chris graduates with a Bachelor of Applied Science degree in Business Management and a 3.94 grade point average.
Now, Dr. Greg Jones, SOU's Director of the Division of Business, Communication, and the Environment, and Dr. Jose Manuel Cabrero Sixto, the General Rector of the University of Guanajuato, will now present the Guanajuato Award for the Outstanding Graduate Student.
Each year, our sister university in Guanajuato, Mexico, recognizes a graduate student who combines high excellence in academic work with extraordinary service to the university and community. This year, we present the award to Shay Yearsley. Shay graduates with a master's in management degree and a 4.0 grade point average. Oops, the award.
It's now my pleasure to welcome a representative from the SOU Alumni Association. Carol Moody grew up in Menlo, California, and then attended the University of Oregon, where she earned her Bachelor of Science in Education. We won't hold that against her. She earned her Master of Science in Education in 1969 from Southern Oregon College while she was teaching in the region. Carol taught elementary school children in Hornbrook, California, and at Bellevue School here in Ashland for 26 years when she retired. She has remained active in organizations that provide scholarships for higher education, such as Chi Omega, AAUW, PEO, Delta Kappa Gamma, and is current president of our SOU Alumni Association Board of Directors. Her daughter Catherine is an SOU Fine Arts alum, and her husband Blair is the past president of the SOU Foundation, which raises funds to award scholarships to SOU students. $1 million this year. Please join me in welcoming Carol.
Congratulations, graduates. I'm so happy to be one of the first to congratulate you on completing your degrees. Life is now much different than it was for the Golden graduates and me, and yet you have something very special in common with those who are generations removed. You are all alumni of this wonderful institution. You are all Raiders. We who were here in the 60s lived in a very different world, but we too appreciated SOU for its amazing professors and staff who knew us by name and cared about each one of us as we pursued our education, and for this beautiful place on the planet. There is a word I would like you to engrave in your memory: connection. The famous success motivator Paul J. Meyer stated, "Communication, the human connection, is the key to personal and career success." The major advantage you in the class of 2014 have over the past decades is that you can stay connected with your university through a click on your phone or computer. Almost all the departments have their own Facebook pages and websites, as do the Alumni Association and SOU as a whole. The websites are easy to maneuver, and believe me, the teachers love to keep in touch and follow your careers. You are all automatically members of the Alumni Association. So please update our database as you move to new places and occupations. If you move to a new area anywhere in the world, we can help you find SOU connections through our extensive alumni database. And you would find someone with whom you have this wonderful place in common. You never know how a name, activity, occupation, or connection of any sort can affect you in your path of life. As Herman Melville said, we cannot live for ourselves alone. Our lives are connected by 1,000 invisible threads, and along these sympathetic fibers, our actions run as causes and return to us as results. Now, I would like you graduates and all in the audience who are SOU alumna to please stand and shout on the count of 3, Alumni SOU. Stands to everybody. 1, 2, 3. Alumni SOU. Thank you.
Thank you, Carol. As we prepare to award degrees to the graduating class, we ask a graduating SOU student to deliver remarks on behalf of the class. Tommy Letchworth is graduating. Yes, Tommy. Tommy is graduating with a Bachelor of Arts degree in Political Science and a 3.69 GPA. He most recently served as SOU Student Body President and has been a tireless advocate for students and the university as a whole. Please join me in welcoming Tommy to say some remarks on behalf of your class. Take it away, Tommy.
Wow, this is probably the most people I've ever spoken in front of in my life. This is pretty cool. Southern Oregon University class of 2014. Allow me to begin with a word that has been much uttered this day. Congratulations. Congratulations for having made it to this point. Sitting before me this surprisingly overcast June morning, surrounded by your friends, your family, and your professors, those people who have taken time out of their day to honor you and your accomplishments. Congratulations on making it through a public education system that has been chronically underfunded. A system that has, with every passing year, shifted more and more of the cost of education onto the backs of students and their families. Congratulations to you for making it through your academic career, or at least this portion of it, while working 1, 2, or even 3 jobs. Congratulations to those of you who have made it through school while raising families of your own. Congratulations to all of you for overcoming the obstacles that have undoubtedly reared their ugly heads throughout your lives, for conquering the barriers that might have blocked you from sitting here today. Southern Oregon University class of 2014, I congratulate you not because it's customary, not even because it's polite. You know me better than that by now. I congratulate you because you are truly worthy of praise. Because you deserve recognition for having made it thus far. Now, all of us have come a long way to be here today. Each and every one of us has journeyed through life walking a unique path that has at times taken us to the depths of sorrow only to lead us to peaks of joy a short time after. We have traveled far in order to be here today. And on this journey, we have seen a great many things, haven't we? From blanket forts in the library on finals week, to the band of traveling doomsday preachers who make an annual visit to campus only to spit venom at passersby. We have learned, laughed, we have loved and lost. We have grown as people during our time here, and I could easily recount the many fond memories, the experiences that I'm sure we all share. However, that time is past now. Instead, I choose to speak to the future, to the possibilities, to the opportunities that lie in wait. I'm here to tell you that our journeys have just begun. For this day, we stand at a crossroads, uncertain what the future may bring. We are faced with the task of striding out of this institution and into a world that is in many ways and for many reasons on the brink. We live at a time when human civilization is the most advanced it has ever been. We sit at the apex of accomplishment, and yet the foundation upon which it is built is crumbling around us. It is our generation that must repair this foundation. It is our generation that must heal our people and our planet. Now, it's true that there are many great challenges in this world. We learn this in school. The oceans are rising and acidifying. Fresh water is becoming more and more scarce as it gets used and contaminated. Our fuel is drying up. Our topsoil is depleted. Trash has inundated our environment. The wealth disparity in this country continues to grow along with the populations of our prisons as our schools are starved of resources. There is poverty, there is hunger, there is violence and greed in this world with which we must contend. But take heart, my friends, and consider this. What other generation has been granted so many opportunities to quite literally save the world? Now, when one looks at all of these problems as a whole, it's easy to get overwhelmed. However, remember always that adversity walks hand in hand with opportunity. Remember that all of these problems have developed incrementally, meaning that we can solve them incrementally as well. Whatever you do in life, wherever you go, remember this place. Remember the lessons that you have learned here. Remember the people who have helped you along the way. And as you venture forth from this institution to begin a new chapter in your lives, I humbly ask that you seek to do all possible good in this world and live so as to live hereafter and have a name without reproach. Whether you end up working in a cubicle or conducting scientific research in the Arctic, always work to heal, work to help, work to improve, for the stakes have never been higher. Attempt great things and expect great things, for greatness awaits those of you who are but brave enough to seize it. For night's candles are burnt out and Jokun stands tiptoe upon the misty mountaintop. Who among you shall courageously stride forward? Who among you shall climb the mountain? Shall brave the darkness with arms wide open to embrace the dawn that lies in wait? We are now armed with an education to illuminate the path, but it's up to each and every one of you to take those first steps. I wish you safe passage on the journey that lies ahead. Congratulations on making it thus far, and good luck from here on out. Thank you.
Hey, Tommy. Congratulations. That was terrific.
Wow. Tommy, you always amaze me, and you have taught all of us so very, very much. We are now privileged to honor our gold raiders. Wearing gold and seated in front of our graduates today, we honor members of the class of 1964 on their 50th anniversary. So, on behalf of all the students, faculty, and staff, welcome back. And we'll now recognize you individually.
Congratulations, Dottie Alberg. Mary Jo Bache. Charlene Beatty. Edna Braley. Doyle Branson. John Cantrell. Adrian Cook. Patricia Getz. Richard Gustafson. Pamela Johnson. Catherine Maloney. Peg Pauk. Thanks. Jan Scholes. Shirley South. Jim Southam. Barbara Tyler. Pamela White Walling.
Thank you.
Let's have a big hand. 50 years. It's almost time. Before we award the degrees, we would like to recognize those graduates with the highest academic achievements. Please hold your applause until all three categories of honors students are standing. Will those students who are graduating summa cum laude with a GPA of at least 3.9, please stand and remain standing. Wow. Yeah. Woo. Yeah. Will those graduates who are graduating magna cum laude with a GPA of at least 3.75, please stand and remain standing. And will those graduates who are graduating cum laude with a GPA of at least 3.5 please stand? Ladies and gentlemen, please acknowledge these members of the graduating class of 2014 who are graduating with honors. Now, will all the candidates for baccalaureate and master's degrees please stand and remain standing? On behalf of the faculty of Southern Oregon University at this 88th commencement exercise, it is my privilege to present the class of 2014. Please stand. President Cullinan, it is my honor to present the candidates for baccalaureate and master's degrees. These candidates have been satisfied the requirements in their respective curricula and have been recommended by the faculty of Southern Oregon University to be awarded the appropriate degree.
By authority of the Oregon State Board of Higher Education, vested in me, and upon the recommendation of the faculty of Southern Oregon University, I hereby confer upon each of the candidates at this 88th commencement, those present and those in absentia, the Master of Arts, the Master of Science, the Master of Interdisciplinary Studies, the Master of Theater Studies, the Master in Business Administration, the Masters in Management degree, the Professional Science Masters, or the Bachelor of Arts, the Bachelor of Fine Arts, the Bachelor of Science, or the Bachelor of Applied Science degree, respectively, depending upon the curriculum and degree requirements completed by each candidate, and as indicated in the printed program, with all the rights and privileges which may pertain.
All right, this is it. We'll start with the candidates for master's degrees. And yeah, okay, pay attention, pay attention. We're going to show you how this all works. There's 2 lines coming up. And Dr. Stone, are you available? We have red feet on the red and black tweed carpet that you'll get to walk down, just like at the Oscars. There's red feet, and then you stop and turn. No, stop and turn, Dr. Stone, so you can have your picture taken. Remember, no cell phone pictures, because this is what your professional picture will look like. And then you follow the black feet out. So red feet in, black feet out. When you receive your diploma cover, please stop and take your picture. So we'll start with the candidates for master's degrees.
Aaron Amory Akira Adachi.
Matthew Sean Cleveland.
Chad Allen Anderson.
Mary Ann Arira Case.
Elizabeth Catherine Bunn.
Aaron D. Borland.
Jared Terrell Childs.
Gina Crane Dusenbury.
Wade James Denny.
Margaret Celeste Mahler.
Betty Nakawase Hill.
Nancy Sue McInnes.
Kennedy.
Sarah Stearns. Rebecca Jeanette Zaret.
Daniel Sebastian Schuck.
Nancy Chavez Rivera.
Shane Robert Corley.
Nicole D. Burdon.
Alan Dale Evans.
Whitney Michelle Shin.
Richard Allen Hughes.
Lacey Jacqueline Williams.
Christy Johnson.
Pamela.
Lily Nicole Morgan.
Michelle Zarin.
Belinda Margaret Sauer.
Whitney Ann Adderson.
Stephen Lynn Stotler Jr.
Corey Brianna Andriata.
Dara Abiona.
Trevor Scott Bateman.
Honore Depew.
Carly Marisa Bielfus.
Charles Williams.
Biller.
Shaylin Ash Yearsley.
James Robert Bilstein.
Cassandra Ann Carbone Gaona.
Michael William Bruner.
Kelly Jane Gibson.
Casey William Carlson.
Jared Allen Helm.
Eric Byron Chu.
Robert Allen Kohler.
Heidi Lynn Cronin.
Todd D. Rose.
Marla Celeste Dentino. Ana Luisa DeSalvo. Shelby Catherine Diaz. Timothy Austin Duryea. Shauna Shaw Fisher. Jill Feldheim. Ashton Nicole Fowle. Matthew Jershevsky. Amy Leanne Grimsley. Stacy Nicole Hamer. Rose Cora Hanrahan. Michelle Ione Holcomb. Elizabeth May Hollis. Alyssa Nicole Hooper. Amanda Marie Holtz. Gisela Johnson. Nicholas James Kemper. Kimberly Ann Krumpagel. Jill Lovren. Haley E. Mahler. Rebecca Ann McAlvich. Samantha Carolina Mendoza. Monique Lynn Offord. Andrew Samuel Burnett Owen. Megan Kathleen Payne. Mei Ling Fan. Jennifer Carol Prax. Carly Michelle Price. Jing Chi. Nicole Marie Robinson. Dino Jonathan Rossi. William Michael Shapiro. Dominique Elizabeth Suklis. Brad Keone Tamashiro. Jose Manuel Vargas Sanabria. Geza Wald. Alexandria Marie Warnicki Crary. Ashley Brooke August Son. Jessica S. Campen. Deanna Marcella Kuzarazi. Cazares. Joshua David Cook. Derek David Estrada. Jonathan Clark Goodman. Jubilee St. John Holly. Jeannie Antonia Herman. Amy Brianne Johnson. Ariel Leiter. Esther Louise Mortensen. Nozomi Shirato. Whitney Ann Schumann. Andrew Allen Stuck. Viola Elon Washburn. Taylor May York. Keep going? All right. Sarah Kimberly Young. Katrin Yont. Kathleen Jean Gamer. Helmut Abointes Hintz. Juan Carlos Hernandez Macias. Francisco Javier Montoya Villanueva. Carlos Francisco Moreno Jaime. Ileana Salazar. Arelina Valpenas Flores. Saul Rodrigo Vargas Sanchez. Edver Vasquez Cortes.
We will now award undergraduate degrees. Dr. Susan Walsh. Yes. Dr. Susan Walsh and Dr. Karen Stone will greet the students. Just remember, red feet forward, black feet back. Red forward, black back. And you're not going to know where they are unless you look down. Congratulations.
Holly Susan Alvarado.
Brooke Alisa Janine Corder.
Colin Patrick Amsler.
Patricia Cecilia Halloran Cieslo.
Kristen Mariah Anderson.
Sage Ray King.
Ashley Caitlin Armstrong.
Marika Leah Laughlin.
Esmeralda Avilas.
Caitlin Gwyn Mesgursig.
Whitney Marie Baker.
Lexi Sierra Miller.
Nicholas J. Baker.
Sarah Ann Muse.
Lisa Bimes.
Molly Leanne Musto.
Kathleen Suzanne Benson.
Annie Phillips Muchler.
Daniel Boyajian.
Gabrielle Nicole Sievers.
Christina Marie Brought.
Dakota Alexander Slayton.
Matthew Bridges.
David Martin Wesley.
Elise Marie Brown.
Lisa Marie Wooldridge.
Jamie Kathleen Buckley.
Patrick A. Barnett.
Thomas Jesse Burns.
Caitlin Nicole Campbell.
Daniel Leo Camacho.
Laura Colleen Campbell.
Arvin Agpawa Campolo.
Alan Tadao Quadro.
Andrew James Cartwright.
Elizabeth Edwards.
Shaela Lake Chapman.
Jessica Waltz Gantner.
Alfonso Chavez.
Brad Anthony Herman.
Adrienne Rose Clausen.
Carla Lisette Huff.
Austin D. Brower.
Monica Elaine Jurek.
Bruce E. Cook.
Edward Francis McManus.
Sean M. Dega.
Ashley Diane Reed.
Cheyenne Wallace Deloach.
Fian Alexa Rice Narouche.
Rich Fook Do.
Jose Santos Rivera.
Nicole Lynn Duran.
Christoph Daniel Sharp.
Kayla Irene Duhalensud.
Morgan Gray Struck Snyder.
Gail B. Ellison.
Ileana Solis.
Susie Escalante.
Jared Allen Thoré.
Carmen Folsch.
Krista Marie Welcome.
Megan Loretta Fowler.
William G. Barnes.
Sean Franks.
Natalie Marie Blostone. Die.
Bo Elliott Freiling.
Andrea Gwynn Culkins.
Frederick Geiger.
Rachel Marie Chaldu.
Mona Godarzian.
Elizabeth Esther Irvine.
Lily Ann Hammer.
Bowen Thomas Feely.
Robert Hanson.
Eden Michelle Redmond.
William Carlton Hagee.
Jeffrey M. Tapfer.
Stevie Demetria Abair.
Taylor Nicole Anderson.
Alicia Nicole Higley.
Amanda Marie Brophy.
Brett Yoshie Hornig.
Philip A. Butts.
Brittany Denise Ann Howard.
Johnny Chan.
Darren Jacobson.
Wendy Kaichek.
Jamie Alicia Jones.
Shannon Colleen Davis.
Wade Austin Kittle.
Patrick J. Hoffman.
Nicholas Ray Kurland.
Catherine Ann Jones.
Kevin Thomas Kiger.
Caitlin McKenzie Jenkins.
Edwin Brian Lee.
Gigi Glogovac. Oh, I need that.
Alyssa Therese Langwin.
Colby Hill Cullen.
Hannah Kathleen Leone.
Jacob Walker Cullen.
Lance Adam Leroy.
Alyssa Marie Lee.
Alicia Raven Lewis.
Robert Michael Leonis.
Sydney Alexandra Mayfield.
Seamus Robert Mannix.
Nicole Ann McIntosh.
Will Fain.
Christina Nicole Minjares.
Rachel Leah Peterson.
Lisa Morrow Bratcher.
Patricia Jean Richardson.
Jillian Lee Mumford.
Robert M. Ryan.
Tina L. Muswick.
Jeff Temple.
Katie L. Nash.
Trinity Christine Tippin.
Owen Alexander Newland.
Roxanne M. Torre.
Johns Parker Olander.
Jessica Valenzuela.
Derek Travis Oman.
Amanda Vizcara.
Brady Benton Park.
Goldie E. Warnicki.
Ryan Michael Petch.
Colt Wetstein.
Michelle Pippa.
Monica Lily Yost.
Darcy Ann Poe.
Christopher Hayden Anthony.
Naomi Marie Pope.
Leah Beth Bonney.
Jessica Ann Pruitt.
Dylan Lee Carlson.
Erica Recinos.
Jeffrey Charles Carroll.
Travis James Reeder.
Kristen Lee Cleveland.
Jerry Sue Robertson.
Brian James Coghill.
John Thomas Robertson.
Kimberly Megan Combs.
Taylor James Roos.
Dan Cook.
Christy Shea Sasser.
Jennifer Marie Rubius.
Juan Ramon Sauceda Jr.
Renee Christine Kramer.
Walter Eric Shimke.
Daniela Michelle Crowder.
TJ Lynn Schmidt.
Brittany Lynn Dietz.
Ashley Marie Selvey.
Carly Allison Deshaw.
Emily Jean Shade.
Chris Chuku.
Corey Ann Skeeters.
Cassandra Faye Dosasani.
Jacob Lee Skeeters.
Joseph Stephen Gall.
Hillary Marie Sletmo.
Anthony Daniel Gibson.
Annika Summer.
Allison Rose Gaida.
Amir Jefferson Crowder.
Juan Luis Gonzalez. Stephanie Suzanne Hewlig.
Aldine K. Sumik.
Kristen Hall.
Tyler Jacob Swanson.
Adam Lance Hammond.
Stacy Diane Sykowski.
Gregory Ryan Heisey.
Way Talbot.
Joe Henry.
Amber Lee McCurdy Taylor.
Ashley Christine Hickey.
Elizabeth Lynn Taylor.
Dago. Nathaniel Ross Jones.
Stephanie Irene Teschler.
Telvis Duchesne Jones.
Ellis Terrell.
Curtis J. Kaufman.
William Alexander Tiernan.
Ashland C. Kawamata.
Mandy Jean Updike.
Andrew James King.
Peggy Lynette Utter.
Tara Suzanne Kropp.
Tricia Lorraine Volison.
Patrick Raymond Keen.
Miriam Elizabeth Washi.
Kyla M. Lear.
Savannah Lynn Whistler.
Ashley Brienne Lowe.
Adam Charles Widmeyer.
Maura Julia McLean.
Caitlin Brianne Williams.
Heather Matlin McDonald.
Amanda Joy Baird.
Hannah Marie Miller.
Abigail Marie Colombo.
Christopher Jordan Mobley.
Mallory Kim Crocker.
Kayla Marie Monroe.
Christopher Wayne Evans.
Kiara Nicole Moore.
David Adam Graves.
Brian Edward Murphy.
Brian George Lasky.
Michael Lee Olson.
Michelle Lee Towers.
Micah John Landon Parse.
Isaac Matthew Ahern.
Sarah Jessica Pelsner.
Alex Cole Anderson.
Paul Eric Flum.
Dane McKay Anderson.
Andrew Dean Pimentel.
Elliot Vincent Anderson.
Nick Matthew Randall.
James M. Bachman.
Lindsay Ann Richmond.
Lindsay Evangeline Blodgett.
Alba G. Santos.
Colleen Rose Bremner.
Patrick Silva.
Jacob Patrick Coburn.
Megan Elizabeth Smith.
Laura Anna Kaufman.
Amber Rye Taylor.
Megan Kristen Cole.
Patrick Joseph Tebow.
Whitney Annalise Dobson.
Stephen Douglas Unbanks.
Connor Patrick Donley.
Clayton J. Walters.
Katrina Marie Donahue.
Julia Johanna Willison.
Elizabeth Renee Goss.
Brittany Nicole Zwern.
Grace Emily Hastings.
Megan Lynn Birch.
Tatum Gia Hengel.
Lindsay Bowman.
Ronson Hill.
Kendall Joy Bushnell.
Ray Sean Antoine Hines.
Brandy Miriam Cameron.
Tamoya Honda.
Sammy Joe Fernland.
Christopher Court Camel.
Regina Lee Haney.
Trevor Daniel Kuiper.
Susan Elaine Johnson.
Nellie Margaret Delmatoff.
Stephanie Ann Kearney.
Adrienne Victoria Kirk.
Marie Jane Popa.
Natalie Ann Kirsten.
Charlie Cherie Shockley.
Chaslyn Lee Lovely.
Jessica Linnea Seiler.
Courtney Rosalie Mahan.
Janice Vorbeck.
Deanna Rochelle Marano.
Heather Michelle Alamosi.
Riley Stephen McAdoo.
Anastasi Andre Ava.
Jesse Joseph McMillan.
Brian Michael Ayala.
Isaac D. McQueen.
Angelica Maria Banuelos.
Parker R. Mills.
Danielle Renee Baressa.
Jackson Alexander Mitchell.
Heidi Jennifer Bosworth.
Sean Michael Monahan.
Alyssa M. Bricker.
Talia Carmel Mortensen.
Donna Marie Cooper.
Chantel Darlene Munoz.
Rihanna Elizabeth Kuljat.
Kali Robinson.
Cindy L. Davenport.
Alexandra Linnea Rudd.
Elias Delow.
Kylie Rochelle Ruvalcaba.
Alyssa Marie Delisle.
Audrey Renee Siegel.
Solchil Diaz.
Nicole Elise Nelson.
Samuel Ryan Diskin.
Kristen Elizabeth Nance.
Donna Marie Folks.
Megan Elise Zemer.
Lauren Nicole Harvey.
Renee Athena Yomtab.
Aaron Francis Jorgensen.
William Frederick Wyman.
Selena Grace Keene.
Ashley Christine Wicks.
Kyla Lynn Kennedy.
Mark Andrew Wells.
Kendra Gale Lawrence.
Jet S. Ward.
Rachel Ann Lawson.
Laura Jean Towers.
Sarah N. Lacey.
John Charles Steckel.
Corey Antone Mose.
Carly Bell Stevens.
Angela Lynn Manessi.
Chelsea Marie Talbert.
Ginny Francis Nickel.
Cameron Brittany Stark.
Penny J. Peck.
Clarissa Marie Spencer.
Haley Shanae Petty.
Reed Christopher Newland.
Laura Grace Peterson.
Rory James Owens.
Megan Jacqueline Pfeiffer.
Haley B. Pilkington.
Max D. Sandler.
Jocelyn Claire Redding. Stephanie Rose Carr.
Alexandra Schroeder.
Woong Kim.
Vinny Stead.
Ashley Christine Britton.
Aaron Rosa Turner.
Timothy Charles Key.
Timothy William Donald Weber.
Sonny Allen Pate.
Jake Anthony Weigel.
Ryan Michael Randall.
Bliss Wilson.
Samantha Lee Cobb.
Garrett Marshall White.
Rachel Nicole Redding.
Shatana Marie Wright.
Brittany Michelle Ripley.
Bree Chimini Yoko Uchi.
Chanel Lee Gallagher.
Carol Esselstrom.
Vincent Feely.
Lindsay Renee Patrick.
Michael Robert Dirks.
Kaylee Marie Wiedrick.
Max Walter Rayner.
Brenda Ann Benson.
Jared Alexander Keitlinger Harris.
Shani Danette Mahaffey.
Mark Allen Weir.
Eric Pica.
Nawaf Khalid Alisab.
Amanda Lynn Elrod.
Rachel Ann Albright.
Jade Evelyn Purdy Stevens.
Tyson James Block.
Gabby Sashkin.
Jason Andrew DeShazer.
Lacey Rose Smith.
Nathan William Eberly.
Jay Brown.
John R. Kirschgen.
Adam D. Corman.
Leland Sanders.
Alyssa K. Corman.
Stephen Dale Stafford.
William Colin Hinckley.
Elliot Ryan Bourgeois.
Michael Knowles.
Luke Christensen.
Edward O'Neill Lattimore.
Kelly Casey Mosley.
Armando Ledesma Jr.
Matthew James Sterling.
Angela Marie Meir.
Baloo Vaughn.
Jason Alexander Monroe.
Daniel Lee Ulrich.
Juan Quintero.
Lefty Marie Barber.
Daniel Lee Rester.
Hannah Marie Bryant.
Carrie Lynn Stevens.
Christian Thomas Chesterman.
Ian Michael Whitehouse.
Holly K. Deffenbaugh.
Austin Thomas Axtman.
Marjorie May Edwards.
Jamie Marie Ball.
Christy Michelle Evans.
Amy Klein Batham.
Zachary Alexander Foisey.
John Aaron Brandt.
Amy Renee Faust.
Megan Louise Fagundes.
Charlotte Graham.
Madeline Erica Goodwin.
Riley Hamilton.
Whitney Lee James.
Celia Elizabeth Johnson.
Janelle Lee LaJoy.
Julie Kirsten Kanta.
Emily Ho'okamalani Long.
Alexis Marissa Karnofsky.
Jordan Daniel Lowe.
Matthew Ryan Kent.
Elizabeth Catherine Madden.
Randall Marcus Lee.
Tiffany Hannah Mancias.
Haley Morgan May.
Lisa C. Matthews.
Andrew George McGlasson.
Lee Aaron Ross Nauman.
Lindsay Rose Moore.
Nicholas Aaron Perry.
Samuel Robert Niver.
Jonathan D. Pinson.
Wesley Foster Peltzer.
Anastasia Risley.
Matthew Lee Chayette.
Alyssa Christine Scala.
Alex Mark Aronson.
Chris Seaman.
Morgan Brianne Atchley.
Kathy May Shepherd and Pappy.
Michael James Stevens.
Heather May Shepherd.
Sarah Katharina Stewart.
Drew Ellen Smith.
Catherine Jones Sutter.
Eric William Smith.
Rachel Swan.
Monica Lynn Tentier.
Shelby Diane Todd.
Kevin Matthew Turner.
Mallory Esteline Young.
Michael Paul Tufts.
Benjamin Schuyler Bowles.
Cy O. Weiss.
Nathaniel Russell Coddington.
Jeffrey Scott Wilcox.
Brian Robert Dews.
Renee Janice Allen.
Aaron Avery Ferrarelli.
Corey Nevada Ashburn.
Sage Hatch.
Rachel Dawn Blackmore.
Ronald Lawrence King II.
Brian Christopher Cape.
Taylor Stephen Lewis.
Jessica Ann Carr.
Teresa Liberty McCarty.
Shannon Christopher.
James Ferraro Pearson.
Alyssa Dean. Kristen Lee Copeland.
Matthew Ryan Wilson.
Amber Katrina Cross.
Lauren Marie Delgado.
Rachel Lee Davis.
Matt Stranahan.
Jamie Ann Hanna.
Carla Corina Benitez.
Ethan Douglas Hinton.
Emma Gabriella Johansson.
Anna Helene Keppen.
Elizabeth Virginia Kearns.
Justin A. Kessler.
Herman Ibarra.
Lauren Alexandra Kilgore.
Melissa Sue S. Manuel.
Catherine Alice King. Andrew Stephen Langenstein. Jamie Louise Lilly.
Kirsten Renee Stroud.
Mackenzie Lee Mason.
Eric Daniel Avila.
Alyssa C. Miller.
Shallon M. Beatty.
Tommy John Norton.
Andrew Charles Enslin.
Randy Allen Knott.
Tommy Frederick Letchworth.
Andreana Elizabeth Orneleas.
Nathan Bradford McLean.
Kelly Marie Pirtle.
Brandon Charles Meyer.
Derek Jacob Rottenberg.
Kyle Andrew Ragsdale.
Rebecca Ann Shaw.
Cesar Enrique Ramirez.
Danielle Marie Stave.
Catherine Michelle Riqua.
Kyle Drew Tedder.
Jasmine Roque.
Stephanie Rose Vandenbush.
Trevor Eugene Thorndike.
Rhonda Moises Yamat.
Jeremy L. Williams.
Juliet Anna Zamzow.
Jacob Oscar Zegmula.
John Thunderdome Allaire.
Christopher Darren.
Rose Ellen Averbeck.
Alyssa Ann Alexander.
Derek Armstrong Bivens.
Joseph Donald Albright.
Spencer Edward Bryson.
Heather Marie Anderson.
Justin Ray Cooper.
Mildred Marie Arnold.
Ethan Stewart Duvall.
Kevin Christopher Baker.
Nicholas Kekua Lu Kapu Omano.
Rebecca Jane Berman.
Cody Allen Grawn.
Allie Bryn Bradford.
Kurt Thomas Holtzclaw Jr.
Casey Nathaniel Brandell.
Jess Allen Huntley.
Caitlin Lucy Brown.
Wyatt Ivor Knight.
Danelle Bull Germo.
Whitney Lynn Keel.
Ryan Larry Butler.
Lupus Botan Kulik Pope.
Jennifer Yolanda Conjura.
Scott David McIntyre.
Tracy Charlesworth John.
Renee? Alicia Renee Preston.
Alexa Mackenzie Sheen.
Carrie Shannon.
Ian Clark Cristobal.
Tyler John Vandehay.
Andrea David.
Matthew J. Carpenter.
James Henry Davies.
Julia Hubble Craig.
Morgan Nicole Dixon.
Trevor Jean Erkenbrack.
Aubrey Christine Earl.
Gregory David Fillmore.
Tanya Lynn Eben.
David James Lindstrom.
Rob Edwards.
Larry Dean McCain.
Hope Annalise Ewing.
Derek Calais Shota.
Amanda Ray Galinsky.
Joshua Aaron Smith.
David Edward Jitsi.
Lenore Rose Snowden.
Kevin Tyler Grossman.
Christopher K. Allen.
Luisa Salaki Maras.
Trevor Dylan Crane.
Jennifer Lynn Hall Brooks.
Alexander Clay DeWeiler.
Kelsey
Detweiler.
Janae Henderson Weaver. Sorry, Kelsey Janae Henderson Weaver.
Jessica Daniel Flores.
Wendy Ireland.
Camille Annette Johnson.
Shelley Ann Hinks.
Jim Rochelle Clore.
Sierra Kimberly Hopkins.
Renee Kathleen Moser.
Remedy Fitzgerald Hovermail.
Chinami Nugata Bat Orf.
Allison Inscore.
Shauna Marie Nielsen.
Janine Leah Jenkins.
Stephen Isaac Reeves.
Carrie Ann Jensen.
Elizabeth Ann Rinner.
Denise Marie McNulty.
Sasha Marie Smith.
Nichelle Rita Lalonde Mashburn.
Benjamin Taylor Stevens.
Chelsea Irene Lewis.
Irene Avilas.
Heather Christine Long.
Marshall Brown.
Kayla S. Lyle.
Melody Lynn Adams.
Kate Colleen McDonald.
Tatiana Vasiliana Ashechik.
Kristen Nicole Miller.
Catherine Irene Bennett.
Meyer. Abigail Lee Maureen McQuarrie.
Misty Jean Koyunju.
Tiffany Annette Morrison.
Natalie Annette Miller.
Jessica A. Olson Cook.
Kyla Blair McDonald.
Sarah Marie Petrovich.
Michael Quinn.
Efren Sanchez.
Nicholas Gordon.
Reina Sanchez.
Zachary James Edwards.
Amy Marie Shamandel.
Tanner Ritchie.
Taylor Nicole Shabazian.
Kyle Ray Perry.
Kayla Ione Stevenson.
Gregory Sterling Johns.
Linda Jean Stevens.
Trace Jacob Lapid.
Amber Nicole Sturgis.
Kristen Mary Gran.
Elizabeth Miles Swartz.
Anastasia Nicole Ade.
Francisco J. Torres.
Tucker Joseph Van Meter.
Raul J. Tovar.
Bartley Reeves Wetmore.
Devin Michael Trigg.
Kevin Walker Burnett.
Elizabeth Ann Van Driel.
Kayla Marie Bush.
Victoria Marie Versteeg.
Jeremy Daniel Conway.
Gray Wiltshire.
Michael Ryan Costello.
Michelle S. Wise.
Karen C. Fox.
Ava Lenore Albert.
Chelsea Marie Garmon.
Lacey Alexandra Bendel.
Joelle Wallace Hagan.
Blake Edward Bloomquist.
Chandra Ray Hubble.
Myra Alejandra Garcia.
Nolan the Pun Kinmonth Barney.
Elizabeth Paula Gibbons.
Hank Carson Corlin the Fourth.
Ashley Chantel Hughes.
Laurel Marianne Livesey.
Belinda May Melendez.
Shay Elizabeth Munson McGee.
Colleen Stephanie Neufeld.
Erica Elise Nunnally.
Anita C. Sartain.
Catherine Elizabeth Prine.
Marilee Ray Stainbrook.
Emily Zoe Sarantakis.
Megan Marie Suez.
Jillian Bowen Short.
Lacey Yvonne Elizabeth Weathers.
Francesca Marie Therese Solano.
Brandy Lee Witcherly.
Rachel Lynn Stewart.
Carly Marie Arrigo.
Violet Joy Zabo.
Sarah Marie Averbeck.
Christina Frances Verbruggen.
Viridiana Lizeth Avila.
Denise Ann Wagner.
Brenda Cabrera.
Madeleine Marie Winward.
Camille Elizabeth Chavez.
Anasazi Nukisa Bhakti.
Carol Jo Haskamp Valdez.
Autumn Angelica Buck.
Lauren Marie Hornbeck.
Amelia Alexandra Burke Holt.
Joseph Hutchison.
Lucas Lee Caldwell.
Haley Brianne Newell.
Sierra Faulkner.
Eric Andrew Peterson.
Catherine Olina Hodges.
Shiloh Elaine Rivas.
Brianna Shante Jackson.
Madoka Saito.
Delaney Kensel.
Kiana Lee Smith.
Tyler Joseph Kubat.
Joseph Adam Wood.
Kurt Francis Langmeyer. Ginger Elizabeth Manning Lockhart. Kate McFarland. Stephanie K. Nuremberg. Raina Claire Parker. Corey Charles Porter. Spencer Daniel Richardson. Shanti Claire Elizabeth Ryle. Mary Megan Smith. Samuel L. Wick. Grace A. Wolcott. Russell Yamamoto.
We will now award degrees for the Oregon Health and Science University School of Nursing. Dr. Joanne Noon will greet our students.
Spring Elizabeth Aguirre. Caitlin Alford. Tiffany L. Allen. Lori A. Buck. Dustin James Byer. Ian Gabriel Garcia. Jennifer Alice Gibson. Leanne Gustafson. Megan Ray Hartzell. Yanni Hernandez Cisneros. Mary Kathleen Holt. Natalie Ann Jackson. Teresa Michelle Lathrop. Melissa Jean Lyles. Marina Nadine Messerly. Tamar Josephine Moore. Renee E. Norman. Allison Louise Ownby. Alexandra Claire Parsons. Jordan L. Robbins. Mallory Mariah Takini. finally, Kathleen Taylor.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, the class of 2014. After the ceremony, President Cullinan is hosting an informal reception for all graduates, their families, and guests at the far end of the field, down that way. Please remain in your seats until the platform and the faculty have exited the area. And now I invite President Cullinan to close our commencement ceremonies.
Thank you, Dr. Klein. And now, class of 2014, the tassel ceremony. Take your right hand and grab your tassel and move it from the right side of your mortarboard to the left. You are now graduated. Throw your caps in the air. Congratulations.